Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thought I'd make a quick vid. I'm actually changing the battery on this 2010 Subaru, and it brought something to mind that's been an ongoing issue here, especially as newer cars develop, and particularly this vehicle is prone to, when the battery is changed, if you disconnect the battery and let it set for any length of time, it's going to clear that learned value in the computer. And typically on vehicles over 40,000 miles, they'll have a problem idling afterwards. And the reason behind that is, over time, your idle air control system builds up a level of an amount of contamination back behind the throttle body and in those passages that actually restrict airflow where idle is controlled. So the computer makes up for that by learning a value, opening the valves up further, and maintaining a proper idle. But then over time, if you disconnect your battery, you're going to erase all that saved learned values, and then you're going to have a problem with needing to relearn the idle, which can take a long period of time. And especially if you're servicing vehicles like me, you're getting them in, throw a battery in, or doing a repair where you just need to disconnect the battery, and you don't want to spend an extra hour cleaning the idle air passages or relearning the idle after the repairs are done. So there's a couple things you can do to prevent this. So they're doing a lot of airbag recalls on these Subarus, and that's why I'm really aware of this. My buddy down at the dealership tells me, I was asking him if he always disconnects the battery while doing these airbag replacements. And I don't want to get the guy in trouble, but I don't think they always disconnect the battery. And the reason behind that is it's going to reset the learned values. Well, that's a safety thing, because the airbag could deploy if there's any residual voltage left over in the system. So, man, I hope they're careful over there. But anyway, I actually see where he's trying to make a living, and you know, when you got to spend an extra hour cleaning the throttle body and whatnot, that becomes a problem for him. What they are doing is they're learning to kind of preemptively sell throttle passage cleaning and relearn when they are doing these, and people are going along with it. It's a good repair. It's a good idea, and that way everybody goes away happy. So anyway, if you're not doing an airbag, there is a way, if you're just changing the battery, to retain that saved memory. I'll show you something handy. So the easiest way to overcome this challenge is you power up the computer, or the PCM, actually, through the OBD2 port. And the way you do that is get this adapter. This one is bulk amp through Napa, and I think it was about 20 bucks. You can get these, and they're basically just a OBD2 connector, and then they've got a little cigarette lighter connector on the end of it. So you could either stretch this over to another car and, of course, plug it into the OBD2 connector here on the car that you're going to be disconnecting the power to, and then plug this into a power source. What I do is I use this booster, which does have a cigarette lighter here, and I just plug in there and turn on my power, and it powers up the cord. And when I'm getting proper power and it's connected properly, a little light will come on here telling me that's good to go. And as long as I have this connected to the vehicle and plugged in, and I have a charge here, I'm going to keep that retained learned memory on the car, and prevent having to relearn it after I reconnect the battery and get back on the road. So anyway, that's one idea for you. Hopefully that helps save you some time, and of course keep you from stalling out on the road after the repairs are done. If you do disconnect your battery and change it, and you find yourself here wondering, why is my car stalling? You can try to just relearn the idle. There's usually a process for each car, but basically entails kind of just keeping it running, keeping it idling, turn the AC on, put it in drive with the brake on, and just try to keep it running for a period of time. and it will gradually relearn and then get you to a point where it's not stalling out in traffic. You can, of course, pull the throttle body. It's usually a sign that there's some restriction present there. You can pull the throttle body and go through that and clean it up, and then relearn your idle, and you'll be back to good to go status. All right, well, I appreciate you stopping by the Car Doctor channel. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.